Hello everyone, I am Ferlyn Moscare and I am the first reporter for the Chapter 5, the Indigenous People in Mindanao. So we have the first subtopic in Chapter 5, which is the Zamboanga del Sur. But where is Zamboanga del Sur located? So it is located in Mindanao, and Mindanao is located in the southern part of the Philippines. It is the second largest island in the Philippines after Luzon. And also, Mindanao is surrounded by Bohol Sea, Philippine Sea, and Celebes Sea. So in Mindanao, there are 8 provinces where most indigenous peoples are identified. It is first the Zamboanga del Sur, Bukidnon, Davao City, Sarangani, Sultan Kudarat, North Cotabato, Agusan del Sur, and Maguindanao. So for my topic, we will be discussing on one of the ethnic group in Zamboanga del Sur. In this province, we have 4 ethnic groups that are identified, which is Badjao, Subanen, Kalibugan, at Samal. So we will be focusing only on the Subanens. So bakit nga ba Subanen yung napili napili as maging topic natin? So the Subanen ethnic group, sila yung pinaka maliit na ethnic group sa Zamboanga del Sur, while the other ethnic groups in this province like Cebuano and Binisaya have larger populations in this province. The Subanen are a significant indigenous group with a rich history in the region. The Subanens dwell in a mountainous ancestral domain with vast areas of rice fields. Majority work as tenant farmers on the field owned by non-IPs, because the agriculturally developed and irrigated areas have already been titled to non-IPs before the IPRA law took effect. So, yung mga Subanen din, sila yung isa sa pinakamahirap na ethnic group dito sa Zamboanga del Sur. Although it's difficult to pinpoint one specific ethnic group as the poorest in the province of Zamboanga del Sur, but the Subanens are often cited as a particularly vulnerable group in this region. Zamboanga del Sur as a whole, including the Subanen population, they experience a significant increase in poverty incidence in 2023. Subanen are also called Loman or non-Muslim indigenous cultural community, as they are also known as Subanon or Subano, na nanggaling sa word na Suba, which Visayan word meaning for river, because of the most sa kanila ay nakatira doon sa mga river or mountain streams. So kanina we have mentioned that Subanens is the poorest ethnic group in Zamboanga del Sur. So what are those mga situation kaya or mga reasons na kung bakit ang hirap ng buhay doon ang hirap ng buhay ng mga Subanen? So isang Subanen is being interviewed and said na under an agreement made between the owner and us, 1/8 of the harvest or income will be given to the owner. After deducting the expenditure for agricultural inputs and tenant fee, we are left with almost nothing. So imagine, no, ang farmer, they work hard, very very hard all through a year, planting, nurturing, and harvesting their crops. Nag-invest sila ng time, energy, money para makabili ng mga seeds, fertilizer, and everything na kailangan nila to grow their food. But according to their agreement sa landowner, 1/8 of their entire harvest or income goes straight to the landowner lamang, di ba? So that's very unfair. And to make the situation even worse, katapos nilang bayaran lahat ng essential farming supplies and those fee na they owe sa landowner for using the land sa paggrow ng food nila, the farmers are left with almost nothing. So it only means na they don't have enough supplies or needs na sa kanilang buhay to survive. Plus, their landowner gets most of the benefits while the farmer struggles. It only shows a serious imbalance of power and resources in agriculture, leaving the farmers in a very difficult situation. Kaya we can really see na napaka-unfair ng buhay dito sa Pilipinas. Kaya ang hirap talagang maging mayaman dahil uhaw sa pera at power ang mga tao. Not totally, but almost all people, almost all Filipino are like this. Next is, many of the Subanen in the community manage to eat 3 meals a day and send their children to at least an elementary school. However, poverty incidence in the community is still high. The children need basic provisions such as school bags and sandals. A Subanen schoolgirl mentioned, I want to have an umbrella. It is very difficult to walk for an hour to school during rainy seasons without it. Diba? So, in this situation, we can see how poor are the Subanen. Kasi mahirap silang, not everyone sa kanila can manage to eat at least 3 times a day. Minsan nga yung iba, 1 times a day lang. And although napapag-aral nila yung mga children nila, pero yung kahirapan ay nandyan pa rin. Yung mga basic needs like bags, sandal, mahirap pa din nilang matustusan. Sabi nga doon ng isang schoolgirl daw na gusto nila ng payong or mga at least transportation man lamang kasi ang hirap maglakad papuntang school lalo na kapag rainy seasons. Alternative sources of income were suggested to improve their livelihood. They said, "We wish to have sufficient food for our families. We want to have income generation projects such as cattle raising and small-scale businesses." So sabi doon na they've given suggestions for new ways to earn money, like starting business or yung raising cattle. Pero yung main goal daw nila is very simple lamang at deeply human. Gusto lamang nila ng enough food para mapakain nila yung family nila. They are looking for opportunities to create a more stable and secure life, di lamang para sa sarili nila, kundi for their loved ones. So it shows their desire for economic independence and self-sufficiency. So mas nakafocus talaga sila sa mga practical solutions na makakatulong sa kanila to improve their quality of life. So next, they sell their agricultural products at a market located about 2 kilometers from the community. The road to the market is rough and rocky. Majority of the Subanen hike for 2 hours to reach the market. Otherwise, they use horses. They said that our vegetables lose their freshness by the time we reach the market, and this adversely affects the retail price. In addition, it is hard to carry agricultural products on our shoulders. Even the horses can load only a limited amount. So the farmers face a tough situation kasi yung pinakamalapit na market sa kanila is 2 kilometers away. But the road is rough and difficult to travel. That is why most of them have to walk for 2 hours to get there. Or yung iba, gumagamit din ng horses. So napakahirap talaga ng situation nila kasi ang layo ng lalakbayin nila bago makapunta ng market para ibenta yung products nila. And because of the long journey, yung vegetables nila nauuga, hindi na fresh or dire na sila fresh by the time na they reach the market, which means that they get less money for their produce. So carrying heavy loads on their shoulders is also hard work kasi yung katawan nila hindi hindi ni kaya na mag-carry for 2 hours tapos napakalayo pa. Kahit yung mga horses din nila hindi kayang magkarga ng marami. It can only carry a limited amount. So it's a clear example of how difficult it is for these farmers of Subanen to get their goods to market and earn a living. Barangay medical missions visit the community monthly. All children have been immunized by the medical missions. 3/4 have been fully immunized. Majority of the Subanen women give birth at home with assistance of traditional midwives called hilot. So some Subanens said that we prefer to deliver in the traditional way, and we normally do not have prenatal checkups because the hospital is too far. Although the community is making progress in child health care, with regular visits from local health workers ensuring most children are vaccinated, and a significant portion din sa kanila is even fully immunized. So it shows positive efforts towards modern healthcare access, but most women in the community still choose for home births assisted by traditional midwives known as mga hilot. This preference isn't simply about tradition. So para sa kanila, it's also a practical response to the challenges of getting to a hospital na masyadong malayo for prenatal care or delivery. So isa rin ito sa nagiging barrier kung bakit yung ethnic groups ay nabibehind sa mga modern medical facilities. Hindi nila masyadong alam kung ano ang mas maganda or mas mabuting paraan to deliver child. So it results to a blend of traditional and modern practices in maternal and child health care within the community. Next is many Subanen children are not registered. They are eager to register their births, but many factors prevent them to do so. They do not have a free registration form, which is with the local civil registrar. They do not have at least 100 pesos registration fee and lack a marriage certificate, which is required. So yung mga Subanen are not officially registered at birth, even though parents want to register them. Several obstacles get in the way. They lack access to the free registration forms sa local service registrar's office kasi kahit yung 100 pesos na registration fee is also a barrier sa family nila because of their limited resources. So, dagdag pa dito yung lack of marriage certificate, which is also a requirement for registration. So it really it is really complicated. These small hurdles highlight the larger systematic challenges faced by the Subanen sa pag-access ng mga basic government services. So, kasi yung mga children na hindi registered sa government because of lack of official mga documents or mga marriage certificate, without registration, children are often denied in the crucial services like healthcare, education, and mga social welfare programs. So these services often require proof of identity, making unregistered children ineligible for benefits na kinakailangan natin as tao. para sa ating development, which can so this leads to significant health disparities, educational disadvantages, and mas dumadagdag dito yung poverty. And dagdag pa dito, yung unregistered children are more mas dumarami yung exploitation, like including them in child labor, child marriage, and human trafficking. Kasi without official documentation nga nagpo-prove sa kanilang age or their pinanggalingan, they are more easily exploited and less likely to receive legal protection. So the lack of a birth certificate makes it harder to identify and to track these mga abuses, which leaves the children at greater risk. I went to the office, but they ran out of registration forms, so I returned on a different day, but the same reason was given, which I think was lame because all they had to do was to produce the forms through the photocopy machine. I did not think they want to give us the form because if they do, they would have to assist us to fill it out, which was bothersome and time consuming. So it shows only na yung mga ethnic groups are have frustrating experiences din sa mga facilities trying to get a birth registration form. So sabi doon na they went to the office but were told they were out of forms. They returned on the other day only to hear the same excuses. That's why I think they felt na hindi na convincing yung reason nila, kasi yung mga facility, yung mga office naman ay madaling makapag-photocopy ng mga forms or can print easily kasi may mga machine naman dun sa office. So hinala nila na baka yung mga office staff ayaw na magbigay ng mga form sa mga ethnic groups or the Subanins because it will give them extra work, which will give them the form because it would mean na they will help fill out, and it will be a bothersome and time consuming daw. So makikita natin yung mga obstacles and a lack of helpfulness ng mga staff doon from accessing essential services. So discussing the different issues or problems of the Subanen people of Zamboanga del Sur, it shows that the Subanen people are resilience behind the poverty and systematic inequality. Their struggle to access basic necessities like healthcare, education, and even simple infrastructure highlights a critical need for immediate and sustained support from our government or from different social welfare infrastructure. So improving their access to healthcare and education and economic opportunities is very important for their overall development and prosperity. So that is all for my topic today. Thank you.